నాట్ ఫ్లాగ్డ్ అని వచ్చింది
ఏంటండి?
మిస్ యూ హావ్ నాట్ ఫ్లాగ్డ్ ఎనీథింగ్ అని వచ్చింది, ఎక్కడ మిస్ అయ్యాం.
ఏం కాలేదులేండి, ఏం కాలేదు. ఓకే, సో is this the document? Yes, it is. Now look at this. You see here document type WE, WE, WE. What is this? This is with reference to PO. PO, purchase order. Okay, so now having known the document type, how to set up number ranges? You see, once you know the document type, you have to come out of this into the second node where you will be doing number range setup here. You see, is there anything different here? It's the same thing which you have known it already. You have to go with groups. Okay, you create your own group. How to create your own group? Enter group, insert group. Okay, you maintain something like Nissan group. We have discussed about document concept for the inventory management. The material document will be posted with the year and the document number, whereas the accounting document will be posted with the fiscal year, company code, and the number of the document itself. Because this we are talking about goods receipt document type, which is nothing but a material document. Can you just give me a moment, please? Others. క్లాస్లో ఉన్నానండి. నేను కాల్ చేసేదా మీకు 11:30కి అట్లా? నేను కాల్ చేస్తానండి, 11:30కి కాల్ చేస్తాను. రైట్, థ్యాంక్స్, బాయ్. Okay, so you set up the year into which the number range is applicable or valid. You choose the number ranges that you wanted and then you post it. Okay, as simple as this. Please enter from number smaller than 2 number. Okay, I did not enter it. Now you see Nissan group. So into this group, what are the material document types that you would like to post it? WE, you wanted this to be brought under this. What should I do? చెప్పాలి. పవిత్ర, రాధిక, సుందరరావు గారు.
Double click, sir.
You just double click on this particular document type so that the color gets changed to green, blue, and then select this group, go with element group assignment. Okay, so like this, save it. Okay, so next time when you do goods receipt, it is this number which gets picked up by the system. Now you see here, I go with check, deficit of so and so, that's okay. I go with post. Now you see the number that is generated here would be the number that I have just configured. Okay, so this is how the number range. Okay, so this is the last time I will be setting up the number range. So rest of the places where you will be defining the number range yourself. Okay, so wherever and whichever module you go, it's the same concept. So therefore, if you learn once properly, it's the same thing you need to apply at all other places. Okay, so let it come, it will come. Right, now I will just go back once again. Now apart from that, if you look at it, for each and every material document, if there is any financial impact, there is bound to be an accounting document also, right? When I say accounting document, that will also have what you call the document type, isn't it? So therefore, you need to set up number range for the accounting document type. For that, you should be knowing what is the document type for the accounting document. Okay, so here there is no accounting document for the material document that I have selected. But let me just go to this one. You see here, the new document that I posted just now. So So this is the one. It's the same document number that I have configured, isn't it? In case if you have any doubts, just come back here, go to this place, okay, display intervals. What is your year? 2012. Give me a moment. Display groups, if you go there, WE, right? So this is the one. If I just go with it, you would see it, okay? Okay, so this is the number range that you have used. Alright, now if you see, I'm going with the display of the material document that's just posted. Go with FI documents. Now you would see an accounting document if there is any financial impact. For this particular accounting document also, you would have the document type. So what is the document type for this? Just go with the header information where you would see document type WE, isn't it? So, okay, so document type, this is the number for the accounting document. So in case if you want to have your own document type number range for the accounting document as well, so what you can do is you can just come back here, number range for the accounting documents. If you look at here, financial accounting document type, if you just go into this place, you would see those things, WE or whatever WA would be there. You see here, WE is for goods receipt, WI is for physical inventory, okay? So like this, WA is for goods issue. So like this, you will have different document types, and those number ranges you can configure it here itself at the company code level. Your company code is 777. So when you go with intervals, okay, for 2012, okay, so for 2012 you would have the number ranges maintained for that. In case if you want to define your own number ranges, you see here, this is the one which is being picked up. In case if you want to define your own intervals also, there is no problem. You just have to go like this, you maintain the number range, okay? So this is how the number range is being maintained. Rest of the things, goods issues, goods receipts, those things you can do. Goods issue document type, you see here WA will be the document type, transaction code MB1A, okay, and then you go to material document number range setup, and where you will be defining that. Similarly, automatic movements for the document type. Look at here, automatic movement types. I told you there are two transactions which we use it for goods receipt, MB01 and MB0A. MB01 MBA, here it's not there, but there is another place where I can add it. Okay, so leave this one time being. Okay, so this node is basically meant for number range setup. Okay, now field selection for goods movements or initial header. Let me just go with this as well. If you look into it, like you have seen it in goods, material master, vendor master, and even in the purchasing, how to make a certain field as optional or mandatory or suppressed. It's the same thing here. These are various fields available in the inventory management. Look at here, required display hide. Required display hide. What is missing? Mandatory required. Okay, display is display only. Hide means hide or suppress. Optional is missing. If you don't check any of these three, then it becomes optional. So that means what? All the fields in this table is optional. If you want to make a certain field as mandatory, you can do so. Okay? Like this. You see here, every field is mandatory. If you want it, you can make it as optional. If you want, you can make it as a certain field as display only or mandatory. You can do so. Okay, so this is how you should be going with this. This is a straightforward thing. And then settings for enjoy transaction, which is nothing but MeeGo. Okay, so when you go into it, what is the settings relevant for MeeGo transaction alone? As I told you, MeeGo is an enjoy transaction. So these are various field selections, moments for the MeeGo. You can just go with it. Okay, you see here delivery note has been maintained as highlight. So it means what? When you go with this one, when you go with MeeGo, goods receipt, purchase order, okay. So in case if you want to make any field highlighted, means it appears in a blue color line. Okay. For example, I'll show you. Just give me a moment. Let me rerun the transaction. Slash and MeeGo. Cancellation. For example, if you cancel this, say item okay, quantity. No, it's not cancellation. 1 second. MeeGo. I wanted to go with return delivery. When you go with return delivery, I think I have seen a certain field. Reason for return delivery. You see here, reason for movement. This is what we call it as highlighted. The reason for movement is highlighted. So that's how. So if you check it here, that will appear as highlighted, and that is based on movement type. This the one that you see is generic. You have to go with movement type based also. That's where you. This is what I was referring to. Okay. So if you go with for example, what is that? 122. You see here, 122. It is made as a required. Okay. So therefore, this becomes highlighted. Okay. Similarly, settings for transactions and references. You see here, this is important. When you are doing goods receipt using MeeGo transaction, you see here all these things are appearing, right? You know how are they coming? Here. And also I told you your MeeGo transaction is equivalent of some 9 or 10 transactions. This one. Okay. This is how. I can use same using MeeGo itself. I can do goods receipt, I can do return delivery, I can do cancellation, I can display material document. Like all these things can be performed. How is these things coming? How are the various processes or transactions in MeeGo is controlled? This is the node. Okay. Look at here, settings for transactions and reference documents. When you go here and click on that, look, MeeGo is your main transaction. So just select this one, go with transaction event. Now you see here, I will just go with, currently assume it this is the standard setting. Okay. Now I will just refresh the screen, MeeGo screen. Look at here. I can do receipt, return delivery, cancellation, display, releasing of block stock, subsequent delivery, goods issue, transfer posting, remove from storage, place it in storage location, so on and so forth. Now out of this, I wanted to remove couple of things. I don't want to use MeeGo for transfer posting. I don't want to use Migo for transfer posting as I go. I also don't want to use, for example, subsequent adjustment. Means I wanted to remove transfer posting and subsequent adjustment. How can I do it? Come to this place. Okay, choose Migo. Go with transactions array, which ones which you do not want it. A11 subsequent adjustment I don't want to. Transaction transfer postings I don't want to. I don't want to use any of these transfer posting related and subsequent adjustment. Just go and check, save it. Now if you go refresh your Migo screen, you don't see them here. Okay, so this is how you can control the transactions to be performed using Migo. That's one thing. Now you see here, next level, goods receipt with reference to so many document types. Even this can be controlled from here. Goods receipt. Now you see here, reference document types. Assume it everything is checked. You save it. Now you just go and refresh it once again. Okay, goods receipt, you see here, purchase order, material document, inbound delivery, outbound delivery, transport ID code, order, reservation, others, etc., etc. Now look at here. I'll just choose Migo, goods receipt, reference documents. So here, sorry, can you just give me a moment, please? Hello? Hello? Okay, so here, for example, I don't want to do goods receipt with reference to this order, with reference to transport ID code, with reference to transport, with reference to outbound delivery. I don't want these things to be performed in Migo transaction. Save it. Now you come back here. Right now you see there are so many things. Now I am refreshing my screen, Migo screen. Look at here. Okay, so this is how you can control Migo. So this is what I was referring to a couple of days ago. Migo is equivalent of so many transactions. Okay, so this is how you would be performing those things. Any questions in this? Hello?
No, sir.
Pavitra?
No, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
thank you. Now, let me move on to the next configuration. Goods issue, transfer posting, we will discuss it when we work with goods issues. Now let me go with receipt, because we have already completed receipts. Let me just go and complete these things. Set tolerance limit. I discussed in the last class under delivery tolerance and over delivery tolerance. Okay, so these are the ones. What's the company code? The company code is 777. Of course, those under delivery, over delivery tolerances are controlled via purchasing value key. But now here what you see is something called the moving average price variance. I think we did discuss about these things. Here at this place we will set up three tolerances, B1, B2 and BP. B1, order price quantity tolerance. We have discussed about even that one also. Order price quantity tolerance, which is like, you know, you order in a PO, you order 10 pieces, each piece equals to 2 kg and price equals to 2 rupees per kg, right? So in that case, quantity multiplied by price, okay, conversion. So those things. So if the order value, this B1 is, if you want order price quantity variance when it is occurred, you wanted warning message or you wanted an error message. This can be controlled by this B1, B2 keys and this BP key, moving average price key, which is basically in your purchase order, assume the price maintained in the PO is 10 rupees, whereas the material master price is 11 rupees. In case if there is any deviation of the price maintained in the PO versus the price maintained in the material master, then this particular key will be triggered, BP. Okay, so therefore if you want to maintain these three keys, you can maintain it. So order price quantity variance, this is error message. If the price deviation is 50%, I wanted it to be maintained as what, 50 or 30, whatever you wanted. This is the customer which you have to give it. Any deviation up to 30%, I would consider it as error message. Any deviation up to 10 to 15%, okay, let's say 10%, which I will treat it as a warning message. I can go with it. And then about the moving average price variance, okay, so here also if I want, I can go and check it as price difference of 5. Okay, so those things. So now you see here, I will just raise a PO for a certain material. Say this rear wheel tire. What is the price maintained in the material? Let me have a look at it. I'll go into accounting view. You see here the price. Oh, okay, so this is standard price. I cannot use this material. I need a material having moving average price. Okay, I cannot use this material. Give me one more moment. Goods receipt document /show MM02 or MM03. Let's choose some other material. What is this? 354. C. Okay, let's take this material. It has got a price of 15. Okay, now I'm going to raise a PO for this. Where is our document type?
ZNPO.
Where was that?
It's down.
Okay, thank you. I did not remember the vendors. C. For example, Radhika, purchase organization, purchase group company code. Here is the material. Come on. Here is the material number, and here is the plant quantity of 10. Okay, now what am I going to do is I'm going to change this to some 17. Okay, or let me make it as 18. Okay, save it. Okay, so now just go and display this PO. It requires some time to update the tables. Okay, so now this is your PO. Look at here, I'm going to do receipt for this PO. purchase order. Okay, so now this is going to touch the configurations. Okay, for example, if I go and check, you will have some messages. That message number will be validated at this point of time. Okay, so if you want the message number also, I can give you the message number. Just give me a moment. The message number is not there.
ఇక్కడ ఏదన్నా వర్క్ అయిపోయిందండి, మన రాలేదు, నెంబర్ రాలేదు,
ఏదండి
నెంబరు రాలేదు, ఏదన్నా ఓవర్ అయిపోయిందా?
నంబర్ రాకపోతే ఇంకా మనం కంప్లీట్ చేయలేదండి. I'll just give you one moment. Now if you go with check, you are expected to see some message here.
Yes sir.
Because the PO price is 18 rupees whereas the Metal Master price is 15 rupees. What is the difference?
3 rupees.
3 rupees. Percentage wise? Come on, posting is only possible in this month. I will convert the period also. Now you check it once again. Come on.
001.
You are expected to see some message. You see here, price change of 20% in month of so and so. Can you just give me a moment, please? వెళ్ళి ఎప్పుడు వస్తావు మళ్ళీ? ఎప్పుడు అకౌంట్ తీస్తావు? ఎవరు నువ్వు కూడా వెళ్తున్నావా? వద్దులే ఈరోజు. సరే ఇటు నుంచి వెళ్ళి. Okay, so this if you look at this is a message. Okay, M7306. Due to action taken, the quantity and the value of the material are changed. This leads to calculation of new moving average price. The price, yeah, you see here, this message, the new price deviates from the old one by 20%. Okay, yeah, so all these things, sorry, what is the message number? M7306. So if you look at this one, we have already seen this one. Here you would have that M7206 or what?
306.
306. Okay. Okay, so like this you are expected to see messages because of the price is not matching with the Metal Master price. Okay, so the tolerances you can set it that way and then create storage location automatically. This, if you look into this place at your plant, because you have already maintained I'll just show you here. This check has come automatically. Why? Because when you went with plant parameters in your material management, okay, here you just went with maintain plant parameters in the beginning, right? So that's where you have maintained 777C. You see here, this one, because you checked it here, that's the reason it has come automatically defaulted to goods receipt, right? Same thing, because you checked it here at your plant level, when you go into goods issue also, where is goods issue? If you go into goods issue also, it would have been there for your plant. Okay, which one? 77C. I'm in goods issue now. You see here, it will be available. So that's the beauty of maintaining plant parameters at the top level. Okay, now create purchase order automatically. If you want to create, this is the place where we stopped in the previous class. How to create purchase order upon goods receipt. Look at here. When you go into this, you have to specify which movement type, based on which movement type the purchase order needs to be created. Ideally 101, you have to have this check enabled for that. Okay, this is one thing that is required. And then one more thing, while you are performing goods receipt, you see here, plant we have checked its create storage location automatically. Even for the movement type also, while performing which movement type the storage location data needs to be created, you can check this. Okay, then we have seen this one, set manual account assignment. This is not so important one. Normally what happens is, if you enable this particular check, it validates it at the time of receipt, whether you have access to post a certain value into a certain general ledger account or not. So this is not so what you call important thing. So you just take whatever is available in the standard system. Then define screen layout for goods receipt. Which field is to be maintained as mandatory, which field is to be maintained as optional. This is for the other goods receipt. Okay, you see here, select 501 movement type. You could see here under general data, which field is to be maintained as optional, which field is to be maintained as required entry or not. For 101 and all, you would have already seen this here. Where? Here, settings for enjoy moments. Here we have already maintained for 101, 122, 124, etc., etc. The one that you see here under goods receipt is only for the goods receipt without PO, isn't it? 501, 503, you have seen these ones, right? So for this you will be doing it here. Then maintain copying rules for reference documents. There is one checkbox called proposed pre-selection indicator. If you want to use MB01 or MB0A, other goods receipt with reference to PO, etc., where if you want to refer the previous document, this check needs to be there, which is also standard and by default. You need not have to do anything. Dynamic availability check, I discussed it in goods issue. This is something like, if you want to issue some material to the cost center, it should find out whether the stock is available or not. That's about this. Dynamic availability check deals with what we call it as let me go inside. Yeah, checking rule and checking group, which needs to be assigned to the movement type, and it needs to be assigned to the transaction code. I will discuss this in goods issue, which is where it is relevant. Set delivery completion indicator. This also would have been there by default. Why? In the plant parameters you check the set delivery completion indicator. So therefore, for your 777C plant, the check would have been there automatically. Okay. Now missing parts check. This is again, missing parts check is like your dynamic availability check. Even here also you define checking rule, checking group, and assign to the movement type assigned to the transaction code. So we deal with both of these things in the goods issue step. Okay. Now there is one more important one from the FI accounting perspective. For GR based IB, reversal of goods receipt despite IR. This is like the normal process is you do goods PO, you do goods receipt, you post invoice, and then you post payment. Assume it, you come to know that you have done some mistake at the time of invoice, once the invoice is posted. You tell me how to correct that mistake in the goods receipt.
So the number, if there is number of items, you can delete, you can modify the quantity in reversal transaction. Otherwise, if a single item, we have to reverse the year.
That's correct, sir. What I'm saying is, you have a PO, you have a goods receipt posted, okay, and you have a invoice receipt posted, isn't it? Now, at this point of time, you came to know that GR is wrong. Now you wanted to correct the goods receipt. So what would you do? Will you go directly to goods receipt or will you perform something?
So first we have to reverse the invoice receipt and then we should go to GR reversal.
Exactly. Reversal in the reversed chronological order. Chronological order. So what you do, you first IR reversal, then you go GR reversal, and then you do GR properly. Isn't it?
Here invoice reversal is in finance control, sir. Is it?
Depends, Andy. IR, invoice receipts, is part of SAP MM but will be taken care by FICO. So whether it is FICO or MM, this is the process. You have to reverse it in a reverse chronological order. Now, let's say some customer will say, why should I do reversal this way? I wanted to post reversal of GR despite there is an invoice posted, which is not correct as per the standard process. But if there is any customer who wanted to post reversal of GR despite there is an invoice posting, I can allow him to do so. This is the place. For goods receipt based invoice, reversal of goods receipt despite an invoice, you have to check it. Okay, 102 movement type, you check this one. Reversal of GR means what? Cancellation only, right? 102 movement type. If you check this one, it allows you to post goods receipt reversal even though there is an invoice. But SAP recommends not to do that way. If you do this way, there is a what we call it as pending amounts in the GRIR account, which will create lot of problems at the time of year ending, at the time of month end postings. Therefore, this is not correct. But if a customer wanted, I can do this one. So because SAP recommends not to do this, I'm checking this one, but there is a place where you can activate it, right? So this is the one, right? Set expiration date. You can do this one at plant and movement type level. Expiration date. There is something called the SLED. Okay, there is something called SLED, shelf life expiration date. Okay, SLED means shelf life expiration date. For example, if you want to work with shelf life expiration date check, you can do so. How to perform this one? At the time of goods receipt, if you are trying to receive a material which is going to be expired tomorrow, then your system will generate a message. Correct? How to do this one? If I have to perform this, your system should know what is the minimum remaining shelf life that you should maintain. Isn't it? Let me show you this. I'll go with MM02. Change material. Okay. I'll go with the general plan data 12 77C 0001 locked by Lakshmi. It means we are doing maybe goods receipt. I'll go out of this. Okay. Now it will allow me to go inside. When you are here, you have something called minimum remaining shelf life needs to be maintained. Minimum remaining shelf life, assume it is 30 days. Okay. Remember, I have entered 30 days as the minimum remaining shelf life. Okay, period indicated for SLED. This is D. D stands for days. Okay. Minimum remaining shelf life 30 days means what? I have to maintain what is the manufacturing date. From the date of manufacturing, it should be of 30 days. Okay. Assume it. I have saved this one. Now in the configurations for my plant, I am checking this indicator. Okay. What is this indicator? You just go and check it. Check best before date, production date. So it means what? If you check this indicator at the time of goods receipt, your system is going to ask you what is the production date. My material master is this one. Okay. Now you see here, I am going to do goods receipt for this PO, MIGO. POs for the material, the one that we have just changed. Vendor so and so. I wanted to find out POs based on material number. Okay, I would go with this. There are so many POs. Okay, so what is the latest PO? Is this the one? Let's take this one. Goods receipt. How much quantity? Quantity of 5 I am receiving. Item OK. Where? Into so and so storage location. Hit enter. Go with purchase order data. You check this one. Now you go and check. I thought of changing this one, but I did not. Let me complete this one. Now you see here, enter shelf life expiration date. Why? Because you have maintained the SLED activation. So how do you do that? You come here. You see here.
Date of manufacturing.
Let me enter date of manufacturing as 10 days before. It is asking shelf life expiration date. Shelf life expiration date also, I would specify it as 15th of this one. Okay, now I go with check. What is it says?
Shortfall of 14 days.
Why?
You've given only 14 days.
1 second, sir. Can you hear me? Sunura garu vinipistundandi?
వినిపిస్తుంది సార్.
So why is this error?
షెల్ఫ్ లైఫ్ నియర్లీ 1 year ఉంటుంది, 15 days 20 days ఉండదు. అది
ఎందుకు ఉండవండి? ఇక్కడ చూడండి, మెటీరియల్ మాస్టర్ లో నేను వెళ్ళి మార్చానా లేదా ఇందాక?
మార్చారు.
వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ ఐ హావ్ మెయింటైన్?
days. 30 days.
మినిమం రిమైనింగ్ 30 days అన్నాను. మినిమం రిమైనింగ్ 30 days అంటే డేట్ ఆఫ్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ వచ్చేసి 29th ఇచ్చా, షెల్ఫ్ లైఫ్ వచ్చేసి 15/07 పెట్టా. సో అప్పుడు ఏమైంది, ఇంకా 14 days రాలేదా?
16 days అయింది.
16 days అయింది కాబట్టి నీకు షార్ట్ ఫాల్ ఆఫ్ 14 days అని వచ్చింది, రైట్? సో దిస్ ఈస్ హౌ you can activate shelf life expiration in the inventory management. Normally, if batch management module is implemented, shelf life expiration date will be considered as one of the batch characteristic. Shelf life expiration can be implemented without batch management also. Okay, so therefore, if you want to go with shelf life expiration, this is how you should go. I am removing this check because I have to do not many things in inventory management. If I check this one, every time it asks me the shelf life date and the production date, etc. So therefore I have removed it. But if you want it, that's how you should be doing it, right? So this is all about your goods receipt. Then I want you to tell you there's one more thing, which is creation of a PO automatically upon goods receipt. That's one thing that we will see. And also there's one more thing called GRGA slip. With that we will conclude the goods receipt. Okay, you see here, create purchase order automatically. This you have made the setting, and I also told you that there are few more settings that you need to look at. One, the material master should contain auto PO indicator. Let me just go back to the material and maintain that in case if it is not there. Auto PO indicator is there for this material, which is good. Prerequisite 1 fulfilled. Prerequisite 2 XK02. I'm going into vendor master. Radhika is the vendor. Going into purchasing data. Purchase organization. Right? You see here, auto PO indicator should be maintained. Then point number 3, info record should be there. ME13. Let me just go with this. For this vendor, for this material, is there any info record available? Yes, info record is there. Okay, info record is there with the price of 15. No problem. 3 conditions, master data, prerequisites have been fulfilled. Then fourth one, I told you the which movement type should trigger auto PO indicator. That should be there. That is already there. Apart from this, I also told you in the enterprise structure, standard purchase organization to be assigned to your plant, which I am sure I would have done it in the beginning itself, right? So if you have these 3, then that's all you require. Material management, assign standard purchase organization to plant. Just go here, look for your plant 777C. You just have to have one purchase organization. So here company code purchase organization is assigned to plant as a standard purchase organization. So therefore I need some entry over here, that's all. Okay, now let me execute the process. Look at here, I also told you that automatic PO will be generated upon goods receipt with reference to only 2 transactions. One is MB01, the other one is MB0A. Now you see, I'll go with MB01. Where do you see MB01? It's not a new thing, it's an old one available in the inventory management. Okay, should be available somewhere here. MB01 and MB0A. Come on, where is it? search underscore SAP underscore main. Search SAP menu MB01 is the transaction code. You see here, it's somewhere here.
MB01.
I'm trying to find out the shortcut way. Logistics, middle management, purchasing, master data, subsequent adjustment. Okay, so it's here. Okay, so MB01 is there, but it's in master data, subsequent settlement, middle management, purchasing, master data, subsequent settlement, vendor rebates, environment. So if you go into this place, you would find that. Okay, instead of doing that, I'll simply go with /n MB01. Okay, here you have to maintain what is the movement type that you are dealing with. Okay, and then you see here, you should not go with PO purchase orders. You don't know the PO right here, so therefore you should go with PO unknown. Right, so you specify the goods receipt document, okay, sorry, movement type, and the vendor information also. What is the Radhika's vendor number? This is vendor number, so you maintain the vendor number here, right? Then you put the storage location information as well, hit enter. Okay, so let me correct this one first.
29.6, sir.
Yeah.
Period right.
I'll just go, give me one moment. Display info record locally. /n MMPV is the transaction to close the current period. Your company code is this one. You wanted to close 06. If you want to close 06, you have to open 07. Okay, like this. Just go and execute. Right, now if I go and look at MMRV, current period is 07, so therefore I don't need to look about. Once again, let me refresh the transaction. 101 moment type, storage location 0001. Okay, PO unknown. Like I said, you give this information, vendor information, hit enter. Okay, when you hit enter, system will try to find out all the POs created for vendor. Do not select anything. Okay, just go back. Right, now movement type so and so, plant so and so, storage location so and so. Now you go with create. You see here, I'm going with create. One sec. What is the material number? This one, right? Quantity of 17. Now you see I'm hitting enter. You would see some message. PO will be created automatically or something like that. You see there is a batch. There is a column called batch. Here, if my transaction is successful, in the batch field, I should be seeing PO number. Not now, but once the goods receipt is processed successfully. Okay, so let's wait for a couple more minutes so that it gets completed. Okay, so now I would simply go and save this. Let me see if it gets saved and PO number is available under the batch field. This kind of process you will go when your buyer is not available to create a PO, but the vendor is ready to supply the material immediately, and you require PO because you need to, if your company process invoices only with reference to PO, so therefore you require compulsory purchase order, but buyer is not available to process the PO. In such cases, you do goods receipt first, and then as a result of goods receipt, PO will be created. Okay, and you can use that PO for invoice processing. Wait for a couple more minutes, let it get successfully processed. Okay, now you see this is the document that's been posted. I would go with display. Hit enter. Takes time.
ఇయర్ మనం 2011 అని పెట్టాం సార్ అది
దేనికండి
అంటే డాక్యుమెంట్ డేట్ 2012 వచ్చింది కింద మెసేజ్ డేట్ లో తేడా వచ్చిందా
ఎందుకు వస్తుంది డేట్ లో తేడా ఇగో ఇదే డేట్
ఇందాక వచ్చింది ఒకసారి వెనక్కి పోండి సార్ ఒకసారి మెసేజ్ వచ్చింది కదా కింద
అదేంటంటే ఇంకా పిఓ లేదు అని చెప్పి వచ్చిందండి అంటే డేటాబేస్ లో అప్డేట్ అవ్వలేదు అంటే మనం ఇమీడియట్ గా మన సిస్టమ్స్ మనం యూజ్ చేసే సిస్టమ్స్ కి మెమరీ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది కదా సో డేటాబేస్ టేబుల్ కు అప్డేట్ అవడానికి కొంచెం టైం పడుతుంది ఫ్రాక్షన్ ఆఫ్ మినిట్ నౌ యు సీ హియర్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద PO which is created as a result of goods receipt. So if you just go into this PO, where was that? Okay, so if you just go into this PO, let me just go and now you see then click chesthe inka open avaledu. So my system's response time is very very slow. Or did I lost connection? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Right, so now I am going with PO number. You could see this PO is created for quantity 17. Okay, and if you look into delivery would have been completed, isn't it? And if you look into purchase order history, this is the document with reference to which it is posted. Got it? So you can create purchase orders automatically upon doing goods receipt. This is how you can do it. Either you can use MB01 or you can use MB0A. Both ways the process is same. Okay, I would just show you with the MB0A. Look at here, it's the same way. You should go with for purchase orders, and then you should go with purchase orders unknown. Okay, this is where you should be giving the vendor information. Okay, and then hit enter. Okay, do not select any of the POs. Now you should come here and then no entries were found for the search items, search terms means for the POs. Now if you go and just create it, this is how you should be doing it. Once again 17 or 18, whatever number you wanted, you just go and process it. For example, something like this, just go and process it. Okay, so this is one thing, and then there is one more thing called GRGI slip, goods receipt, goods issue slip. Would you like to see that one also? I'll just show you quickly. There will be a couple of settings. Give me a moment. You should go into where is that, the number ranges for document types. Let me close this. You should go into here, define number assignment. Okay, number ranges for material documents. Go to this place. Sorry, not this one. Come down here. Number assignment to GRGI slip. Come to this place. First of all, you have to activate for your plant 777C. Right? By default, it's activated because you would have copied from your copied your plant from 0001. Okay, this check should be there. Point number 1. Then you can create your own number range grouping code. So here, if you want, you can just go with new entries. Yeah, something like 777. Okay, go and create it, or else you can use the existing number ranges also. For example, you see here 01 is there here, number range grouping. Okay, how to create it? You should create interval over here. Okay, so you create here interval 01, something like this. 1 second, give me a moment. Object, if you go here, intervals, you go and create, let's say, change groups. So here you go create your own group, Nissan group, right? This is for the, not for the material document, this is for the GR slip printing. Okay, shall I use this one or this one? Let's say I would use something similar to this. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, this is my Nissan group. Okay, so now you save this one, Nissan group. Okay, now what you can do is come back, intervals. Let's go with intervals. Okay, so this is your interval, right? This is what I have just created. 2012 is the interval. Okay, now go with this. So for your 777 number range interval, you can, if you want to go with this 01, this is the number which will be picked up. Okay, if you want to create your own new things, okay, new okay, interval I have not created. Let me just go and pick it up. Change intervals. Interval is already there. Number range object. Insert here, this is already there. Okay, so what I do is, for this Nissan group, I have this from number and to number maintained. Okay, that's all I wanted. I need not have to do anything more. Let me just go to this place 777. I will just use some number. Okay, any number which I wanted. Save this. Okay, and here I've already maintained this group. Nissan group. Okay, so this 77C I wanted to take out and put it over Nissan group. Okay, save it, back, and then here in the object where you have to find out your plant. 1 second. 77C, it's not there, so you go with new entries, maintain your plant 77C, your storage location 0001, movement type 101, or you can do it this way, or the other way is, let me just close this, or the other way is look for something like 1000 or something like that, and then you can assign it that way. Anyway, you can do it. Okay, number range, grouping code, you have already maintained it, so you pick it from the existing one. Okay, it's already there. Achha, I have not saved it. Let me just go and do it. Save it. Now I go and maintain this. Okay. With this, that's all I have to do. In case while you are practicing, if you are getting any, okay, apart from this, there is also one more thing called output control, output determination here. Okay, if you are getting any error, you see there is one program, RM07MCUS. You have to run this program. Okay, let me just run this one. You don't see anything when you run it, but normally, let me see first. In case if I'm not getting printout, then I'll run this one. Otherwise, I need not have to. Okay, so come back here. You see, it's like condition technique. Whatever condition technique that we have discussed in purchasing, it's the same thing which I will be doing here. Maintain output determination procedure, like your calculation schema or a procedure, pricing procedure. Here also you will have one pricing or one output determination procedure for inventory management. Okay, that will be something like ME 3 zeros and 1. If you select this one, go into control data, you will have various condition types. My condition type or message type for goods receipt with reference to purchase order is WE01, which is already there. In case if you want to create your own, like I said, go with the event list. Okay, if you want to create your own procedure also, you go with copy as and create your own entry. So WE01 is my condition type, isn't it? For my WE01 condition type or message type, you should find out access sequence key, isn't it? WE01, let me see, access sequence key. If you go into this, you would have some access sequence key 0003, isn't it? So for this 0003, okay, if you just go back, this is a standard setting which I am expecting everything will be available. If you go into access sequence key, what do you see? You see accesses, which is nothing but various conditions or condition table. There is only one condition table, which is based on the based on what I call key combination of fields: transaction, printed version, print ID. Okay, so if you just go into this, these are the fields that you see: transaction or event type, print version, print item. What are they? You could see very well from here. For this, you have to maintain the condition table. Okay, now you see here, maintain conditions, maintain output determination procedure, which we have already gone through. Now you go with maintain conditions. How to maintain condition? You should go with create condition. When you go with create condition, what's your output type? WE01. Okay, so here transaction event is WE, goods receipt with reference to purchase order. Print version, you have which document you wanted to print out. Individual printout, I would say yes, individual print. Then this is print ID, item, print item. What do you want to print? Material document or a GRGI slip, whatever. Okay, I would go with material document printout. Hit enter. Okay, this item is already available. Like I said, because this is the standard setting, once you run that program, I told you, right? If you run that program, that would be there by default. Okay, you see here, this is already there, so therefore you need not have to maintain. How these things will come? Like I said, if you come on, let me close this. If you would have run this particular program, RM07 NCUS, if you run this program, all these things automatically get updated. Okay, now having done this, you see here, I will simply just do one more goods receipt, and then we'll show you how a GRGS slip looks like. Okay, with this we will conclude the session of goods receipts. Let me post one goods receipts slip, and then we will conclude the session. So I'm using the old PO which I have created some time back. You see GRGI slip, this you need to check it. Can you guys hear me? వినిపిస్తుందండి సుందరరావు గారు అండ్ పవిత్ర?
వినిపిస్తుంది సార్.
ఓకే, all right. Okay, now you see, you have to check this indicator GRGI slip. You enter the PO number. Okay, PO number is already entered. Okay, quantity, let it be 10, that's no problem. Storage location, you maintain it, and then you go to this place, you do this one. Okay, now you go with check. So far you have not seen any goods receipt slip number in any of the goods receipts that you have performed. Now upon checking this and saving this, you would see GRGI slip number here. Okay, once you go with the display, let me save this one first, and then let's see the GRGI slip number. If it is there here, it means your configurations are correct. And to display the GRGI slip, you have to go with a different transaction, which also I will show you. Now I'll go with the display. This is your material document. Now you see here, is this the number that I have configured? 220002 229999, correct? This is what I have configured. Now, in order to see it, you see here, if output is there here, that means your configurations are correct. How to see the output? Let me take you to different transaction. For this, you have to come to inventory management. Here, can you just give me a moment, please? Hello? 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 Alright, so material document, just go inside. Process output MB90, this is the one that you should use. When you go with this, what's your output type? WE01, isn't it? Transmission medium, you take printout. Okay, this is your material document. Just go and hit it. What is it says? No message for initial processing. Okay, processing mode, you take reprocessing or repeat processing. Just go and hit this one. Now you see here, this is the one. If you just go with print preview, you should see the GRGI slip. It's been posted on so and so date. This is the goods receipt document number, that is material document number, right? It's been posted for plant so and so. Material is arrived from so and so vendor. Okay, purchase input is so and so, his telephone number is so and so, material is so and so, there is no batch number. It's been posted into the storage location. Clear? So this is how the GRGI slip can be printed. Okay, any questions? Same way you can even print the goods issue slips also, provided if you check the movement type. That we will see tomorrow. Any questions in today's session? Else we will stop it here.
After generating GR, మెటీరియల్ ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ ట్యాగ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా సార్, అది ఇందులో లేదా కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ లో?
ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ టెక్స్ట్ అంటే ఏంటండి, నాకు మీరు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి. ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ టెక్స్ట్ అంటే ఏంటో.
ట్యాగ్స్, ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ ట్యాగ్స్ అంటే మెటీరియల్ వస్తుంది, మెటీరియల్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇన్స్పెక్షన్ అంతా అయిన తర్వాత ఆ ట్యాగ్ దాని డిస్క్రిప్షన్ డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని ఉంటాయి అనమాట. సప్లైర్, ఆర్డర్, పిఓ నెంబర్, సప్లైర్ నేమ్ అండ్ డిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది మెటీరియల్, క్వాంటిటీ అన్ని ఆ స్లిప్ మీద మెటీరియల్ ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ ట్యాగ్ మీద ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. దాన్ని ట్యాగ్ చేసి హ్యాండ్ ఓవర్ చేస్తాం.
అంటే మీ ఉద్దేశం ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ దీని మీద మీకు అన్ని కావాలంటారు అంతే కదా? అయితేనండి అది చెయ్యొచ్చు, బట్ దిస్ ఈజ్ అ రా ఫార్మాట్. మీకు ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పినట్టుగా పిఓ టైంలో చెప్పినట్లుగా దిస్ ఈజ్ అ రా ఫార్మాట్. మీకు ఏమేమి కావాలో చెప్తే me as a functional contact, I will work with the ABAP person and ensure that material number వచ్చింది. ఇంకా మీరు ఏదో ట్యాక్స్ కోడ్, గీక్స్ కోడ్ ఇంకేదో అంటున్నారు కదా, అవన్నీ కూడా ఇక్కడ నేను రప్పించగలను. ఏది మెటీరియల్ దగ్గర మెటీరియల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అయితే, అదే మీకు కావాల్సిన హెడర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అయితే ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ పెట్టించగలను. దే విల్ నాట్ కమ్ ఆటోమేటికల్లీ. ఎందుకు రావు అంటేనండి ఇది రా ఫార్మాట్. మీరు ఎన్ఎఫ్సిఎల్ లో చూస్తుంటారు, మీకు అలా ఉంది. ఇంకొకరు DuPont లో చూస్తే వాళ్ళకి వేరేలా ఉంటుంది, నేను థామ్సన్ లో చూస్తే నాకు వేరేలా ఉంటుంది. అందుచేత ఏంటంటే డిఫాల్ట్ గా ఏదైతే స్టాండర్డ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కావాలో అంతవరకే ఈ స్టాండర్డ్ ఫార్మాట్ లో ఉంటుందండి. మిగతాది మీకు కావాలి అంటే ఎస్, ఐ కెన్ గెట్ ఇట్ డన్, బట్ విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ ABAP. చేస్తారండి, అట్లాగే చేస్తాను కూడా. ఎందుకంటే స్టాండర్డ్ ఫార్మాట్ లో అవన్నీ రావండి. each customer will have his own formats. సో అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే ముందు టెంప్లెట్ డిజైన్ చేపిస్తాం ABAP తో. ముందు మీ దగ్గర ఏమేమి కావాలో తీసుకుని దాంతో టెంప్లెట్ డిజైన్ చేపించి ఆ టెంప్లెట్ ని దీనికి అసైన్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. పవిత్ర, ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ యూ? హలో?
No sir.
Okay, so Sridhar, any questions from you? Hope you are not sleeping. I think it's about 12 o'clock your time.
No questions.
All right, then let me stop it here. So I'm stopping recording as well. We'll see tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock. Thank you very much.